usually what winds up happening is somebody will come by and serve the homeless and the needy food. People get their food and usually just run off. But this looks like somebody that is actually participating and going to communicate. Looks like they're doing some prayer right there. And this is what I do on a regular basis. Today, well, I already gave away food and trick-or-treats this morning and didn't even think to record it. But today I'm going to just come out here and communicate with these people, maybe pass out some cigarettes, because we like cigarettes. I know it's not the greatest for your health, but boy, it can make somebody's day when you have nothing.
I want you to change your life. I'm here.
Thank you.
How's the baby?
No, you can just have one. Yeah. Not a problem.
Get one for your sister. Tasha, you know she want one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Do y'all mind if I go sit over there with y'all for a little bit?
Yeah, come with us.
I gotta wait for my son to finish watching the train. I'll be right there. Is that cool, Blaze? That's a never-ending train, son. Come on. You can see it from right here. Let's go talk to these people. Well, I'm passing them out to people, so I only got one pack on me. You guys mind if we sit here and fellowship with you guys for a minute?
Sure. We just got back from church. You had Holy Spirit.
Yeah?
Like,
Do you mind if I record you? If I record this? I'm making a documentary for school. It's service learning. And basically what it is, it's a composition course, but I guess I have to do volunteer work. Well, I can't find any volunteer service that will let me bring my children with me. And already, honey, why don't you have a seat? You want to get your MyPad?
Well, your children are welcome. They're awesome.
I think the car's locked.
They're like the closest thing to heaven.
Yeah. Come here. Come here. I know you're holding on.
Here, I got these two right here. I'll do this one. I know. I heard that they were. Oh, you know what? You're right. It's just fun. It's impossible for me.
It's not easy, but they are so worth it.
Not because of the child, but because of I was just
No, I understand.
so challenged.
No, I understand. That's actually why I don't have my daughter.
So bad with everything in the possible world. The struggle with had like a lot of learning disabilities that you just didn't get diagnosed with, and a lot of panic attacks and just a lot of struggle. I was like, I'm hard and the family to deal with. And God's been doing a lot of healing on a family that I am. Figure out any safe support system. Had a lot of panic attacks and post-traumatic stress before I even knew what that was or anything. And God's been just kind of healing up our family and bringing us together. But now I have to be like a big girl and get myself together and be able to learn how to support myself and deal with post-traumatic stress and all of my life with me, not putting it on anyone of the family anymore. And I just got a lot of healing here after I prayed my butt off for a long time to get myself on it. I don't want to put myself on anybody anymore. And I found so much more like God stuff since I've been here, like friends, support people, and I'm going to get in the Sis Doc train that goes with me everywhere.
Nice.
Confidence and just keeping on going. Being able to take care of me.
For sure.
First time ever.
It's the best feeling in the world.
Like 100 kids, and I think it's so awesome, and because I I melted down like the 6 years I was with my daughter. We had to get to somewhere where I could feel like I wanted to find like a safety support system, state or town for us to live in, and just not have any more fear, just constant fear all the time. And that's before I knew of any post-traumatic stress diagnosis or anything that I was dealing with.
Yeah.
And I just ended up working in bars because it was the only way I could think through anything.
Hey.
The panic attacks made me so stressed out. I really couldn't like add.
Get up.
Trying to count out money and adding waitressing jobs, and it was hard for people to have patience with me trying to train me on computers. I couldn't really go past to all in school, so I couldn't really talk to people and do waitressing jobs. So I ended up working at bars, and I made money. That I was like, well, I have my own money, I can support myself like this. It's fine. It's the only job I know how to do, but it ended up being a lot of drug trouble and a lot of just finding more trouble everywhere I went and not any kind of support system that I needed. So I ended up getting sober finally last year. And in December I'm going to have my second birthday. And I have no more cocaine or alcohol. And then I have just a lot of
Well, you got a drowning stress in your back.
people that I can see now. My appointment straight. I can car. I can walk. I took the bus for the first time without a panic attack. It sounds lame compared to your story, but that was big. And then I can walk all the way down to
That's
I
good.
would try to think I could walk.
Kevin Martin Johnson.
Nice to meet you, Kevin.
Nice to meet you.
So, how long have you been out here on the streets?
4 years now.
And what's the hardest part of being on the streets?
Keeping clean.
What do you mean?
Like, using the restroom and being able to wipe your butt afterwards. Baby wipes is one of the main needs out here so people can wash their face and toes and stuff. Thanks to Iron Gate, we get to eat every day in the morning time. A lot of the facilities, they feed lunch and dinner, but this is one of the best places to come. So I don't really worry about hunger every day, but every day I'm worried about like when the facilities are closed, where I'm going to use the restroom at, because I don't want a public indecency charge, so I'm registered as a sex offender. Staying out the public's eyes so I'm not turning around and getting harassed by them or the police department and accruing a more charges that's going to keep me homeless longer so I can't find a job or can't get into a house or something like that.
Is it hard to stay away from drugs or alcohol when you're out here on the streets?
Yes, it is. One, it's our own fault because, we're out here around it. And two, it's because you have a lot of problems out here, so it's a crutch you run to, and you try to depend on that rather than, it's easier to run with your friends that's got something than it is to sit back here by yourself and decide to go look for a job that day.
Do you think these people out here are your friends, or do you think you guys just gather around to kind of get what you guys want from each other?
I think some of them become good friends out here, but I think most of them are acquaintances, and that they just have meshed together because of where they eat and they feed and sleep at night.
Is there ever a night that you go hungry?
Yes, there has been a few, but not too many for me. A lot more of these people, they are the younger ones that haven't been out here as long. They don't know how to get through the system and when to save food and when to to go and get when they need to go eat somewhere or when there's going to be a feeding coming through and stuff like that.
If you wouldn't mind, could you give a summary of why you became homeless in the first place?
I was living at my sister's house and her son was blaspheming Jesus. I walked out of her house and became homeless because of that. God opened my eyes because I didn't realize. I thought most homeless people wanted to be homeless, but they didn't want to be there. Then I got down here and realized that the system keeps you homeless. They approved me for housing 2 years ago. I've been on the streets for 4, and no one told me that I was approved for housing. Now I'm back in a fight for housing, Social Security disability and stuff like that. So hopefully by the end of the year I'll be off the streets myself.
All right. Well, you kind of just answered my next question of what you're gonna do to get off of the streets.
Yeah.
Is there anybody on the streets that you consider your best friend that you guys kind of just stick together, like your road dog?
I've had some, but a lot of them have like boyfriends or girlfriends, and so they usually run with them. So I don't really keep it with them that much anymore because they have their own drama and issues, and I don't want to be around that when I'm out there on the streets. I got enough problems.
For sure. How often do you get your stuff stolen?
Regularly. 2 years ago in October, I was robbed 20 times while I slept. There's only 31 days in October.
I had another question. I can't remember it. Is there anything, if you could tell the world anything about you or about being homeless, what would you tell them?
That just because someone's homeless doesn't mean they're like the scourge of the earth. A lot of these people out here are very great people. You would not believe how many people out here on this streets have knowledgeable, like experienced skills. They just need a hand up. A lot of them's gotten that funk where they believe that they've allowed people to make them believe that they're nobody no more. And like I was trying to tell some of the younger ones looking for jobs and stuff, you only need one yes. Those 100 no's don't mean nothing.
So it's kind of like sometimes you feel like you lose hope and you have nothing else to do.
I would say 99% of the time these people out here lose hope for long. And so it's a good thing for some of the facilities, the outreach teams that come out here and to rebuild your spirits up, and just your friends that you meet along the streets, other people that you talk to and stuff. Shining examples like yourself, you've been here, you've done that, and you've made it, and you've made it come back. I've had a couple other friends that's made their way off the streets, and they came back and redonated stuff to the streets like food, clothing, blankets, and stuff like that. So that gives us an inspiration that we'll be there too one day.
For sure. Well, thank you for sharing your story with us, Kevin.
God bless you. Thank
You
you so
too.
much.
Hey, so what's your name?
My name is Franklin James Carpenter.
Well, nice to meet you, Mr. Carpenter. How long have you been out here on the streets?
Been out here for a year and a half.
Year and a half. What's the hardest part for you for being on the streets?
Hardest part? Housing. Not having a full-time job. Not having a full-time
Is it scary at night sometimes when you're sleeping out here?
Sometimes.
Is it hard to stay away from drugs or alcohol or anything like that?
Always. Every day it's a battle.
If you don't mind, would you give me a short summary of what put you on the streets to begin with?
Well, I was in my cousin's discipleship program down in Tyler, Texas, and like most people here, I didn't want to follow the rules, So, God, by the grace of God, He brought me here for correction.
Okay. Do you feel like these people out here are more like your friends or family, or do you guys just stick together to kind of get what you want from each other?
A mix. A mix. We all need to rely on God for our provisions out here. But, sometimes God works through all of us here to support one another.
For sure.
It's humanity.
How often do you get your stuff stolen?
My what?
Your things. How often do you get your things stolen?
Well, matter of speaking, it depends on how you put them at. How
Man, I've got them stolen right from underneath